Hey. Yeah, it's Talia. I saw some people taking bets in the chat. Was it gonna be Luca? Was it gonna be me? Surprise. It's me. Yeah, I'm in my pajama shirt and some big ass jorts, and that's not gonna stop us from having a good Thursday, okay? Afternoon chat. Hey, Antonio. Barbara, Queen, Danny Fan, Brandon, good morning. Alan Page, D Twizzle, Eric, Nate. Hey, Danny Fan, Kelly Smith, Judy Crazy Chicken Lady, Diamond Gem Girl, all the classics.
Yeah, that's how.
No, go ahead, walk right through and yell at me. Yeah, it's that kind of day, you know. You just have to remember, I've been doing some affirmations. I've been working on affirmations. I don't believe they work yet. I don't know if you have to it's something you have to get good at. I've been working on some affirmations. Big one right now is I'm the one who makes it happen. That's like my big affirmation right now. But I've also been working on some that are like, the things that happen during your day don't define your day. I feel like that's a pretty wise one. Woke yesterday, easily top 5 worst days of my life. Like, it was just for no reason also. Like, let me just give you the whole rundown real quick. I wake up and the sun is shining. And I go, that's really concerning. I don't wake up when the sun is shining. Did we do spring awakening again, whatever the hell that thing is? Spring forward, fall back. I checked the phone. I got a meeting in 10 minutes. I slept 2 hours late. I go, what the fuck am I gonna do? And so instead of like a normal person just like picking it up and getting it together, I cried for about 35 minutes and just melted down. And I think that set the tone for the rest of the day. Came to work, got it done, because I'm the one who gets it done, you know, affirmation. And you know, and then there was like other bad stuff that happened. I don't even remember, because it was all bad, that like nothing stood out as the worst. And then it was like, and then I kept telling myself, I was like, hey, just because something bad happened right now, doesn't mean anything else bad is gonna happen. It can't affect the whole day. Boy, was I wrong. It just kept happening. Oh my God. Then, wait, was yesterday I got the shot from a man with one eye? Or was that the day before? Guys, you're never gonna believe this story. There's only sometimes things happen to me. And it's like, this wouldn't happen to anybody else. And it's not like, oh my God, I'm like the luckiest girl in the world. Like it's like strange things. I got a Tdap booster so I could meet my little cousin. Vaccines, they work. I believe they work. So I was like, all right, let me get this like tuberculosis, diphtheria, pertussis combo so I can hold my baby cousin. Go to CVS, make an appointment. I'm like prepped and ready, arm out the sleeve already. About a 17-year-old boy comes behind the curtain in a CVS shirt. He is employed there. He has one eye, and I want to be clear, that's fine. That's fine. It's okay, that's great. That wasn't my concern. My concern was that there was a glass eye that was pointing the other direction. And I didn't realize it was a fake eye at first. And he's holding a needle and coming closer to me in my arm. Neither eye is looking at my arm. And I was like, I can't ask and be like, hey, like, you sure you can see okay? Like, before you put that needle in my arm? Like, you can't say that. So I just had to sit there and pray that, everything went well. Did it? I don't even know. I took the Band-Aid off, like there wasn't even a little like hole or blood or anything. Like I don't even know if the needle went in my arm. When there's a setback, there's always a comeback. Yeah, I'm waiting for a comeback. I have some sweet cherries. Been big into fruit right now. It feels like a pretty good comeback. A little antioxidant. Is that possible? I don't know. But yeah, Somebody said, dang, those pharmacy jobs pay well too. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe he can figure that out. Morning, Twanda. Nice Canadian tuxedo. Me and Charles got into an argument this morning because he was like, what dance style does this Harry Styles music video look like? I was like, oh, you know what? It's like kind of MJ-esque. Like they're all like doing like the moves together. Like it's like kind of Thriller-esque. He's like, no, it's Bruno Mars. I was like, okay, don't call over someone with a dance degree and then negate my suggestion. Rule number 1 of improv, there's no negations. You're yes-anding. Can't you just yes-and my suggestion? Ridiculous. Mombi, AK, it's a pleasure to speak to you as always. Morning, Krista Helicopter. What a cool last name. I really hope that's your last name. Imagine if my name was Talia Helicopter. I've always wanted... Oh, I'll show you guys. I FaceTimed Thor today about 30 seconds before we went live because he was brightening my day. Can you see him? Wow. He's nice. He's getting so big. And by big, I mean he's like 6 pounds now instead of 2. Oh, he's so cute. Did I see Kylie and Timothy at the Knicks game last night? Sure did. LGK, baby. I got my Knicks orange nails. Let's go. Hey, Amber. Amber Jefferson said, hey, T. We got some anti-vaxxers in the chat. That's all right. That's all right. Somebody said, Charles low-key listening, LOL. Yeah, he makes me stand here, it's like he's doing like a female censorship thing where it's like anything I say has to be approved by him. I can't even say it. I can't even say it with a straight face. Yeah. Did I get what? Baby bump boat day.
Does this land on you? All right, so read the headline.
Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini, the love boat, new vid of secret lake outing.
So now just read the start of the post.
With the song or no?
How do you, like when you read that, what do you?
Come aboard, we're expecting you. I'm singing a song, but I don't know what song it is.
You don't know what song?
No. New video. Wait.
Wow. You don't know the song?
No, I don't know the song. What song is it? I don't know. People of the world, join hands. Let's start a love train. A love train. Tawanda's clapping. That's the... Oh, the Love Boat theme?
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but Anakin.
20 years ago, okay, so in 1979, I was like -40.
All right.
I don't...
That disco beat?
Wow. Good job on the 16th notes. This is actually something I would listen to.
You would love this show.
I would. What do they, is it like drama on the boat?
It's like a Friday. They have different guest stars every week. They'd have the crew were the regulars.
Yeah.
And then guests every week were all new round of guest stars, and it would be about people falling in love.
Wow. I love
and
that.
Occasionally.
Is that on streaming or what?
Murder.
What? Don't spoil it. I know it's been out for almost 100 years, but don't spoil it.
It's a different episode every week.
Oh, it's
They didn't do like carryovers.
It's anthological.
Yes.
It's whatever. Yeah. Kind of know a thing or two about entertainment. Somebody said, this is why Charles does not like you. People also telling me they don't believe in vaccines. That's fine. Did I tell you that a man with one eye gave me a shot? I had to get the Tdap vaccine so I could hold a baby.
He gave you a vaccine.
It's a shot. It's a vaccine. He gave me a shot in the arm, and one eye was going one way, and the other eye was a glass eye. No, he had one eye, and the other one was a glass eye. And and it was successful.
We don't speak about
No,
people
no,
with disabilities that way.
No, I was just stating a physical character. Like somebody could say, "Hey,
You
she
only
is
need
like."
one eye to put a needle in someone's arm.
But upon closer inspection, I realized the other
You
one
don't
was a
even
glass
really need
eye.
an eye.
You don't really need an eye. But
in the room.
oh.
Great.
Anyways, they were both going different directions. I got nervous. I don't know. May's Mental Health Awareness Month, so everyone should be aware. Mine is not good. Write that down. I'm putting that in my type 5. Mental Health Awareness Month.
By the way, I saw a woman last night with a type 5.
Really?
Actually, it was a guy. He started with the opener.
There's a bad joke there somewhere. How was
He
it?
came up and he literally did a type 5.
That was
to start
great.
the show.
Awesome. Who'd you see?
Crystal Marie, Denha.
Nice. I saw Louis C.K. at the bowl. I was the only woman there.
It was
Real entertaining.
It was actually very entertaining.
Nice. Comedy's great.
Funny. Comedy in LA is great. Really funny.
Comedy in LA
By
is
the way,
awesome.
and you know so Brendan said this right before I left, that she's dating someone I had no idea she was dating, but apparently she has been for years. Adam Carolla.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she announced last night that they're engaged.
Mazel
Had a ring
tov.
on and everything.
Wait, write that up. It's huge. It's big. Yeah, I was the only woman at the
make 'em
Louis
laugh.
C.K. show. It was great though. I cracked up. I'm not easily offended, so you know, like come
What
on.
happened with us? Huh?
Yeah,
Plea deal.
forgive and forget. But yeah, it was great. I would like to perform sometime. Maybe after Mental Health Month, when I get it together. Yeah. Edward Miller said, I'm a transplant recipient. I got flu, COVID, pneumonia, Tdap, RSV vaccines. Nice. Oh my God. My grandpa went blind in one eye for leaving a contact in for months in the 70s. I love a fun fact like that. That's like a good fun fact.
Real talk, shouldn't we do that? Charles, you don't think we should do that, maybe?
What?
You don't think we should do that, maybe?
That she's engaged?
Yeah. I mean, she's not famous, but he is.
Hey, when it blows up online, remember who told you to post it?
Should we do that story?
Yeah. We're all about throwing spaghetti at the wall, seeing what sticks here.
Huh?
There's no photo.
No, she reposted a video where you
Where's Big H?
well, she's on stage and she has her hand in her pocket and then she takes
I'm eating these sweet cherries from Trader Joe's. I'm probably gonna get really into farmer's market fruit as soon as I start making 7 figures. 'Cause that's the only way you can afford farmer's market fruit. He's laughing at my joke back there. I got a sour one. I just crack them up. Oh my God. Danny Fan said, hey Corey, can we go to someone else in the office? Somewhere more interesting? Unfortunately, this is as interesting as it gets in here. I mean, come on. I could take you to, there's a moldy pepper in the fridge if you want to see that. Yowzas. Hey, happy Thursday, Danielle, baby. Slate said, I love cherries. Danny said, oh. Hey, morning. What's up?
This is my version.
Hey, William, it's Harvey. You there?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
No.
Hello, can you hear me? Give me a 5 count, please.
I can, William, oh,
Yeah, I can hear it. So we're working.
Context to that second quote.
no.
They've been together. They've been dating.
No, it's out that they're dating.
Oh, I thought that was fine. I think we should definitely do it.
She said it on stage.
Wow.
She never said his name.
Hey, William, it's Harvey. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hang on 1 second. It's really loud.
Ah, okay.
Damn.
Can we lower on our end?
Ah, jeez. Oh, let's try again.
How about this? Can you hear? Is this a better volume?
It's getting better.
Okay.
It's a little lower is better.
Okay.
Try again.
How's this? Is this is a level better now?
It's loud. Maybe I can. Okay. Let me hear you again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Loud, loud, loud. Really loud. Can you turn it down? Let me go into my settings here. That sounds better.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How's that?
Okay, go again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, that's a little low now.
A little low. Okay, let's boost it a bit.
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
Okay. I got to tell you before we start, we have finished the documentary where we interviewed you, and you are just fabulous in it. So
Really?
So good.
Are you gaslighting me?
Let me tell you something. I've told your stories about the shit he talked on Clinton and Trump to about 100 people I know.
Really?
Oh my God, the best stories ever.
Oh, you know, I'm a fan of yours from Judge Millian.
Ah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I loved it. Those man on the street things were really funny.
I appreciate that. Seriously, you're just. I love your interview. It's so good in this doc. I can't even tell you.
Oh, great.
So we're ready to roll if you are.
Fire away, bud.
Here we go.
Oh, it's top of the show.
Okay. Welcome to TMZ Live. One of the big mysteries in the Jeffrey Epstein saga is whether he really did kill himself. The official version is that he committed suicide in his cell, but there are doubters. Now, a document has come out, which, if you believe it, is pretty much a lock that Jeffrey Epstein did himself in.
This note that was released is supposed to make people, I think part of the reason it's released, they thought it would make people believe once and for all that he did die by suicide. It is done the exact opposite. So the note reads, they investigated for a month, found nothing. So it's either 15 or 16-year-old charges resubmitted. It is, what's the rest of it there, guys? Oh, it is a treat to be, it is a treat to be able to choose one's time to say goodbye. What you want me to do? Bust out crying? No fun. not worth it.
That
By the
is-
way, his handwriting looks like a doctor writing a prescription.
It's an
sentence.
odd note that, especially if you're taking some care to give your final goodbye, this feels like something hastily written. It's a little bit odd. There are questions now about whether it's authentic or not.
Right. Well, we're going to be talking to someone who knows a lot about Jeffrey Epstein's final days. William Mercy was in the same jail with him in New York City.
He was next to Jeffrey Epstein's cell and was actually a suicide watch companion during the final weeks of Jeffrey Epstein's life.
Right. And he is joining us now to talk about this note. William, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thank you for involving me in this, including me.
Well, listen, you're essential. So you have seen this note, and you also spoke with him for hours and hours, you know, just being right next to him. Do the words that you see in that note match the way Jeffrey Epstein talked?
More or less, I mean, it would be difficult to tell.
I mean, it seems so casual and, you know, and almost disjointed that it's a curious note to me. I don't know how it lands with you.
Well, he was probably really stressed at the time, because if you're in the shoe, you don't get enough sleep. It's just the worst of the prison are in the special housing unit. So he was probably going a little crazy.
So it's very loud in that special housing unit? Like,
Yeah, the animals never shut up. I mean, it's all night yelling and screaming. I mean, guys just come out of the shoe and pretend they were suicidal so they could get some sleep.
Wow.
William, did you speak to, so this note, we should make it clear that the note was the report, what the government has said. This note was written when Epstein tried to take his life 2 weeks before he actually did. So did you have any interaction with him after that first attempted suicide? Between
Yes.
the attempted suicide and his final death?
Yeah, he was bouncing back and forth from the shoe to the suicide unit. So after the first suicide attempt, or supposed suicide attempt, or murder, or whatever it was, I asked him what happened. And he said, well, I got up to get a drink of water, and I don't remember anything else. And I thought, you're full of crap, dude. You know what happened.
So you were speaking to him, I believe, right up to the day he died, and you had hours of conversations with him. Did he seem in those final 2 weeks, for the time you had with him, did he seem suicidal to you?
He only seemed suicidal after he couldn't get bail. That's when he ratcheted down emotionally, and I could see that he really was having a problem. Before that, he would drift off during conversations sometimes, and I could see, oh, I'm thinking about my fate here. But when he couldn't get bail, the last time I watched him, he really looked, he's sitting on the floor eating his chicken dinner, and it's like, Jeffrey, why are you on the floor? It's just easy this way.
So he was giving up.
Yes, that was the impression I got.
So what, look, there are a lot of people saying they don't believe the note, and, even if that note was real, they don't believe the night he died by suicide. People think it was murder. There's been a lot of talk about this. I understand that you have some knowledge of other inmates hearing things that support one theory. Can you describe?
Oh, Brown from the kitchen was in the shoe for setting up a drug deal on True Links, which is the email, the program that inmates are allowed to use. And he was in a cell next to Jeffrey that night. And when he came out to general population, he told me nobody was in the tier that night. Nobody did count. And he heard Jeffrey tearing up sheets.
That's
And he had no
critical. That's
agenda in
critical.
telling me that. He just wanted me to know the truth.
And that he told
Wow.
you this almost contemporaneously with his death, with Jeffrey's death.
Well, it was after he came out, so maybe it was a week or two later, after Brown came out of the shoe and came back to the unit.
Got it.
So
I don't know where Brown is.
Yeah. That'll be interesting.
I would imagine people would want to speak to him.
To connect the dots, the tearing up of the sheets.
Yeah.
The sheets are what the federal story
Yeah.
that some people don't want to believe, but that he tore up those sheets and that's what he used to.
Well, if I weren't in the
Strangle
prison
himself.
at the time, then I would think, well, maybe he was murdered because so many people would like to see him dead. I mean, obviously, the government wanted him to cooperate, and we're asking names and we're pressuring him. And if you want to mitigate your circumstance, you're going to want to cooperate so you'll have a better life behind bars.
William, you said that this guy, when he came out into the general population, a week later said nobody came in or out of that unit, meaning there was nobody who came in to do Jeffrey Epstein harm. Was that theory of murder already swirling during that first week? I'm just wondering, why would he say that?
Oh, yeah, there was a debate, I mean, in the public and in the prison. But mostly, we knew that he killed himself. Or I knew that he did, because I watched him emotionally. I have no doubt that he killed himself.
You said that that people in the jail were talking about this. I know. I'm just curious how much access you guys had to reports. Were you watching the news?
Yes, we had television. We didn't have newspapers.
Well, you were watching the news and seeing the theories that people were
absolutely
immediately discussing.
I mean, he was
about his
front and
death.
center, and we had televisions in the prison. So he was an item for gossip.
So,
and by the way, my cellie at the time was Paul Manafort.
Oh my gosh!
So
it's a whole
lifestyles of the rich and infamous.
Oh
wow!
My God! So, the theories that that he, whether he killed himself or didn't kill himself, you said he was kind of giving up because he couldn't get bail. Was he, when he was talking to you, was he saying this is a fake case, that I'm being falsely accused? Did he talk about, because in that note, he's talking about 15 years and nothing. Did he say to you, look, I'm being framed, this is a fake case, I'm a scapegoat, or did he cop to anything? What?
We didn't discuss his case at all. I didn't discuss, his predilection for underage girls. I just thought if you're 66 years old, what's the difference between 18 and 16? And I just couldn't understand it.
It's just, I've talked to you before, and you're so credible. It's just weird to me because you're such a smart guy. It's the 800-pound elephant in the room, or gorilla rather. Why wouldn't you? I would think you would. You're such a curious guy.
That very question you just said out loud, why you wouldn't have said that
it to him. I mean, you guys talked about everything.
I didn't want to investigate him like that because it wasn't my role as a suicide watcher. I felt that I should make him feel like life was worth living. So we would hang out, talk stocks. We just talk about a lot of stuff. Mostly he was concerned about existing in prison. He was really scared of prison.
There's a lot that's been written about Jeffrey Epstein growing up. He grew up in a very rough neighborhood, and he had this kind of blind fear with black people. That ended up being a big part of his composition. I'm wondering if that manifested itself with what you saw.
Bars.
Oh, completely. He told me he was bullied by black kids when he grew up. And he said, do I need a big black guy to protect me?
To which
something he sought out? Did he interview for to find someone for that?
Well, he was in general population for a very short time before he requested protective custody.
So bottom line here is that
You know, the guys were extorting him and testing him, and
Yeah.
so
the
you think
routine.
you think that there's little question that Jeffrey Epstein took his own life.
Very little question.
Okay.
Right.
We so appreciate you coming on. It's just fascinating because everybody talks about him. Few people talk about knowing him, and you did, and especially
In
during
those
this
crucial
time.
moments,
Yeah.
Right.
Cannot thank you enough.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
William.
Okay. You know, I had a lot of feedback going on, so if
No, you were good.
if my speech was halted because I was feeding back into myself.
Got it. Sorry about that.
I don't know how.
But
I don't know if it was that noticeable, but
No, we didn't notice it as we were talking to you. So it's
okay, because it was tough
You did a
on
great
my
job.
end,
Okay, we really appreciate it.
and I
Thanks,
appreciate
William.
you, Harvey. Is this on tonight?
Yes, it'll be on tonight.
And you air at 7 in New York, right?
Before that.
Yeah, no. This is going to be on
Live.
TMZ Live, which I believe is on at 4 there. I think it's 4.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
Yes, it is 4 o'clock.
And we're also going to put this on YouTube right now.
Okay, great.
Thank you again.
Actually,
All right,
no,
thanks,
no, it's
Harvey.
on.
Is it 3 or
3.
4?
Million.
New
I
York
work-
is
o'clock.
3, so it's 3 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
In New York, yeah.
Clarification. Cool.
Thanks
Thanks for
again.
the compliments. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Got it. Resulted, right. Ready? Yeah. They investigated me for a month, found nothing. So 15 or 16, we're not sure, 15 or 16-year-old charges resulted. It is a treat to be able to choose one's time to say goodbye. What you want me to do? Burst out crying? No fun, not worth it.
Yeah, now I realize what happened because he was different in this interview, and I was wondering because he really was halting, and I was thinking, what's going on? And
He was getting.
there was no mix. The mix minus was off, and it was off the whole interview because as I was talking to him,
You could see him kind of like.
let me tell you, I did the interview with him over there. This guy is so quick and articulate, and he was halting, and the entire interview, he was getting feedback. Can we not tell that?
Someone's coming out to talk to you about it.
I'm positive he was getting that feedback the entire interview because I was surprised at what I was hearing. Fuck. And that's why he couldn't open up because he was just getting fucked up.
Right.
Could we tell he was getting feedback? Because I know he was, because that wasn't him talking. He was halting and.
48 instead of 42.
Right,
No, I
can
don't
we
think you need
tell?
the full thing. I think you want him talking about.
So there's no way we can tell that it's happening.
And talking about the note. About
God,
those
I almost
last
want to
few
call
weeks
him and do
and
it
what
again
he said
because he
about
is so much more
a guy named
articulate,
Brown.
and he could not.
Another
Yeah,
inmate
this is not.
who said that he heard
We'll do our pop in and then we'll get him back.
the night
Well, wait a
he
minute.
died,
It wouldn't
he
be on
heard
your
them
side. It would be on
carrying
his side.
and that there was nobody else who went up there.
Okay. Well, first call him up and say, look, just say the mix
like-
minus did interfere.
and basically
We think we
saying
could
we
do a
all
better
knew
one if we try
in
this one more
prison that
time.
He had killed himself.
This guy is so articulate.
Yeah.
And it was just, 5-word answers.
We're gonna get him back on in the 5 minutes. Let's knock out this pop in. You guys just do the Master Chef thing. Anakin and Tom are gonna do some social media stuff for World Cup that we'll see.
I'm a little more concerned about getting this thing done.
We're gonna get him back up.
Why don't we forego this walk? I don't want.
What's happening?
This is a box pop in.
Right.
Oh, it's. I want to get this. Yeah, I want to get this thing done.
It's me, Talia, too.
Call him up and say, can you do it again?
Why don't you just call Taylor up?
And just explain to him that
Hey, Charles.
we had some
What?
I was just saying hi. Jeez. Somebody saying, call him back. He wouldn't mind answering some more questions, probably. He's a really interesting dude.
In for tax evasion,
Tax evasion.
if anyone's wondering.
Life hack. I still haven't gotten my tax return, so if anyone from the IRS is watching, you owe me a lot of money.
Never, never, ever. Rule number one. Never draw attention to yourself in relation to the IRS.
Okay.
You don't want them to even know you exist.
But isn't that the whole?
I mean, they do know.
They know. I do all my stuff. I have, my mom's guy does it all.
Yeah.
So if there's a problem, it's on him.
No, I'm saying we'll redo it again. Although we
Woo, Dara Holloway in the chat. What's up? Okay, Danny fam, what are you asking me to do? Dang. Somebody said, Talia, where are you hiding? Brandy asked. I was sitting in this chair, eating cherries. I'm right over here. I'm right over here. I love hearing that guy's story. It's so interesting. You never know. You never know who you're, the stories people have to tell, who they know.
Yeah, imagine you're in prison. The people you encounter
I know.
and what their stories are. And
Crazy. It's like Orange is the New Black.
but like
real. You can imagine that. If you gave me, I think, 2 weeks in prison, I think I'd be running the show. Not for a gang, like a...
maybe.
Yeah, I'd be a jail-fluencer. I'd be like, get ready with me to go to commissary. First, I woke up and I put on my shower flip-flops.
Get ready with me to go to comps.
Get ready with me.
Pretend camera.
With my fake. Get ready with me to build a newspaper stick so I could turn the TV on. Talia, ask Charles if he's heard anything about Ohio gas stations running out of gas.
I have not heard that.
I spent $80 filling up my
Highly
tank
doubt
last
that.
night.
There's no, actually, no, I know what you're talking about. There's a refinery issue in the Midwest. So,
It's not getting refined.
there's a delay getting gas to certain parts of the Midwest.
Huh.
I did hear about this.
Interesting.
And the price went up because of this. There was some
Yeah, the price went up, no duh.
mechanical failure at a refinery.
How, realistically,
But
how
we're not
could
going to
you...
run out of gas in this country.
Thank God.
It's just gonna cost
Realistically,
you a lot more.
how could we make gas cheaper? What is like the...
Open the strait.
But like, how can we get it back to like a nickel for
Open
a
the
gallon?
strait. You can't do that.
Like even $4 is like too much. I want to be paying like $2.75 a gallon.
I remember.
How do I get that? I remember during Hurricane Sandy in 2012, my mom,
Where they don't
In
have
oil?
as much additive in the.
I think everyone in the office has to do a GoFundMe to buy me an electric car. That's what we're gonna have to do. That's what it's coming down to.
No,
I'm
we're gonna pass on that.
I'm gonna Flintstone my
Thanks.
car and start walking to work every day. I looked it up too because I was like, maybe I'll
I
just
do remember
take the
when I
bus.
moved to LA. I have this very distinct memory. The gas station, it was a Texaco, which don't exist
They
anymore.
don't exist.
The Texaco on Centinela and right by the Santa Monica airport.
Oh, yeah.
It was $1.75.
Now it's a 76.
Is it? I
Yeah.
haven't been there at all. It was $1.75.
Are you
Always
kidding
remember
me?
that. I remember thinking
Oh, it's so expensive.
it was very expensive.
Yeah.
Well, I had moved here from Arizona. It was way more expensive.
Yeah. I remember during Hurricane Sandy, gas was like $4, and the whole state of New York was like, this is the most expensive gas I've ever been. Okay, tell me why I paid it $6.25 last night a gallon.
That's for regular, right?
That's for regular. And I have to fill my tank twice a week.
Damn.
Because twice.
Fill you.
I drive to
What do you
West
drive,
Hollywood.
a bicycle? What do you, twice a week? What?
Yeah. I do like 1.5 tanks a week.
She drives a Hummer.
Are you?
I drive
Right.
Got to go to Lemon Down.
I don't know. I go to Improv twice a night, 2 nights a week.
I was like, you.
I come
you're driving
here.
less.
I mean,
Be a
maybe.
good candidate for electric car.
Yeah, I know.
So you don't want to hear me say that I
You have an electric car and you love it.
laugh when I drive by the gas station.
Yeah, you laugh at the broke people. Great.
I do too now. Although I pay for my wife's.
Nice.
She's gas.
Yeah. It's like because like groceries, I could stretch an egg. You know what I mean? Like you can make an egg into 3 meals.
Right. But
You
gas
can't
is
stretch
what it
a
is.
gallon of gas. It is what it is.
I mean, first of all, there are things you can do when you're driving to conserve.
I have it
fuel.
on eco mode.
That's a start, but
And
also about how
I
you
try not
engage
to
the
press
throttle.
I'm not pressing the gas.
Are your tires inflated?
Tires
Yes,
I
proper
just had to
inflation.
have all the tires. They got them all rotated. I just got a new battery. They go there and they always find something wrong because they know I'm gullible. Last time I had to get my oil changed, they told me I had to rotate my tires, and I told them I'd do it myself. They were like, "No, you won't. That's not one you could DIY." Yeah.
You can also drive with your windows up, no air conditioning.
Oh, I should try that. Because I do the music and the seat heater. Maybe I should cut back on both of those.
Yeah, less air conditioning.
If you would have told me when I was 16 that like, oh, like you're gonna be living in LA, like working in entertainment, but you're gonna have to hold your breath when you drive, and you're gonna have to have 1 bag of rice, and that's your whole meal for the week.
Tell me about this. Let me tell you, when I moved to Arizona.
Makes you sad?
When I moved to Arizona in the summer,
Yeah.
driving my car that did not have air conditioning,
Yikes.
just driving with the window down.
Get
You
a
know
little
what
paper
it's like
fan?
to drive with the windows down? And you're like, oh, at least I can put the windows down. When it's 115 out, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't work. I was in a factory, and it was like 175 degrees in the factory. And I brought a fan with me, but it's so hot in there that it
You're
didn't
just
do anything.
blowing
It's
hot
just
air?
blowing hot air. And that's how I
Yeah.
knew I could never have a factory job.
Yep, that was.
Yeah.
And
Not
then I
good.
vowed I will always have air conditioning.
Yeah, it's good. The corner you can't cut.
My little
Yeah, I
Ford
mean-
Escort.
In New York, freeze your ass off.
Yeah, that's a different problem.
Yeah, in New
though.
York, I didn't. I mean,
You ever
need
drive
air
with the
conditioning
windows
in
open,
summer.
Harvey?
You can do a little bit more than drive.
I did this weekend.
Nice.
Tortilla soup with chicken
Ooh.
and avocado, or salmon.
Delicious. Chicken tortilla soup with an avo, or a little salmon. You get like cedar plank?
It is not cedar blank.
Oh. Shame. You ever have the Nobu miso poached
I
cod?
forgot. What?
There's this
bless you.
miso poached cod.
At Nobu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I DIY it at home. Comes out great.
You guys might want to take something else. We're still working out.
Okay, let's move. What's B1?
My ear hurts, but it's not that big of a deal. Don't worry, guys.
Oh God. Where Babcock is over where?
Oh, he's doing.
Okay,
Alexi
let's
Wallace interview,
let's
yeah.
move. What's C? Okay, let's get that
right.
done. We got to move.
Blake Lively. Who do we got?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Derek.
Okay, we got to move.
Yep.
Okay.
The fat lady has not sung. It is not over between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. We told you that there was a settlement, and we thought that was the end of all this.
That's
Turns out
normally what a settlement is.
that's how it normally works, but there's never been anything normal about this case that is now dragged on for nearing 2 years.
There's a really technical thing going on here.
Uh-huh.
But it could involve millions of dollars.
Could it involve Justin Baldoni paying Blake Lively millions of dollars in attorney's fees and even some damages because of a particular California law which she is invoking? And by the way, Justin's side has agreed to this. It's part of the settlement.
They've agreed to whatever the judge rules.
Whatever the judge rules.
And so the way the law is written, if somebody files a sexual harassment lawsuit and the response is a defamation lawsuit based on, saying that, hey, she's lying about this, that even if the sexual harassment suit is thrown out, the person who filed the sexual harassment suit...
The defamation suit.
No, the person who filed the sexual harassment suit could recover attorney's fees because the other person accused them of lying.
That's right, because it was thrown out. They are the prevailing party, and this is considered under this law a retaliation against a sexual harassment complaint.
So we should say what actually happened in this case, because you just spoke about it in theory of how it works. So just to take you back to how this all started, Blake Lively files a sexual harassment complaint against Justin Baldoni for things that she says happened while they were making It Ends With Us. He later files a defamation lawsuit against her and her publicist, saying that they are saying bad things about him.
Remember, there was a New York Times article that came out, and Baldoni is saying that basically Blake Lively had her publicists, go to town on him via the New York Times.
Now, that lawsuit was
thrown out in June.
Was thrown out by the judge. Said there's no defamation here. They can talk about the case. It's fine.
Now,
so that gets thrown out.
Now, the twist is that her sexual harassment suit then subsequently also got thrown out. But the way the law is written, because he filed a defamation lawsuit against someone who would allege sexual harassment,
and she won
she won the defamation suit, but she didn't win the sexual harassment suit. Nonetheless, she theoretically is allowed to collect attorney's fees.
That's right, attorney's fees and damages and punitive damages. It is all available. It will be the judge's determination. Now, part of this settlement, which is good for Justin, is they globally settled everything but this claim, and both of them have said whatever the judge says, no one gets to appeal it. That will be the final word on this issue.
Is there wiggle room that the judge has, or is it already kind of clear that he's going to rule for? Is it clear that he's going to rule for Blake on this?
No, it's not clear.
On attorney's fees.
On attorney's fees, she probably does satisfy that she's a prevailing party in the defamation.
She's not going to get punitive damages.
But she's going to argue for them.
But she's not going to get it. It's about attorney's fees, and there are millions and millions and millions of dollars of attorney's fees.
That's right. The judge has a lot of discretion to look at the bills that they submit and say, I'm going to, look, the way the law reads is she's a prevailing party. She won. His defamation was thrown out. She gets her attorney's fees. So that's a multi-million-dollar win for
But the weird thing
Blake.
is she gets attorney's fees for a lawsuit that got thrown out because it wasn't a valid lawsuit, yet she gets the attorney's fees for fighting that.
She had to fight it because he filed it, so she should get to collect this unmeritorious lawsuit.
She lost her sexual harassment suit.
This is getting
she did lose the sexual harassment suit, but she was the only one with active claims against Justin Baldoni that she decided to settle. And by the way, this has nothing to do with it.
It's weird. It's just a weird law.
It's a side
weird
show.
law.
Lindsay Phoenix. This is not about money for Blake Lively. This is about her having the last word and her feeling like she's coming out on top. She initiated the lawsuit in support of all the other women that are experiencing sexual assault in the workplace. For her, it wasn't about money, or so she says. But she settled. She gave up. And now she's still coming after Justin Baldoni to pay her legal fees. She's still trying to bring him down in some way, shape, or form. And let's be clear, she doesn't need the money. Ryan Reynolds, her husband, is worth over $400 million. She doesn't need the money. She just wants to come out on top looking like she won something. What she needs to do, she needs to go enjoy her family, enjoy her kids, enjoy her life. She needs to be more like Elsa. She needs to let it go, let it go. She needs to chill.
That was really good, I gotta say.
Bravo.
That was very good. Wow.
Katie.
She was great.
She was, by the way, I think she did a much better job of explaining it than we
Well,
did.
that's the law. I mean, the law is so convoluted that
It's convoluted, but we made it way more
I
convoluted.
don't know.
I don't know. Was it clear to you guys?
Do you guys understand this?
Was it clear to you what's happening?
They said it's just getting so complicated. We're so tired of them. Damn. It's getting really lawyery. LOL, Charles.
What's going to be really interesting is
Like,
whether
ruined her
Justin
career?
Baldoni actually fights this and how he fights it. Or whether the settlement is basically, yeah, I'll just pay the lawyer's fees and be done with it.
Yeah. Danny Madison said Ryan should not have gotten involved. That really complicated.
What is C? What?
Yeah. So arrogant.
Ugh.
Somebody said she
where
might
are
need the
we
money
on
because no one will want
our
to work with
able
her
life?
after a legal stain like this. I don't know.
Just test this out so we make sure it works, please. Okay, where are we doing C?
Somebody said
Where is
UFC
Beckerman?
White House lawn brawl, Baldoni versus Blake cage match.
Oh, that would be
Special
better than
ref
what they've
Ryan.
got.
Who
What
said
is it?
Don the Watcher said that?
Go for
I'm
it.
gonna eat my Norwegian flatbread over here. It's just seeds. It's like hamster food.
Situation about me, justice for Celeste and her family. People say that I knew what was going on, protecting my brother. This is not true at all.
Ryan Parker? Oh. Beckerman's busy.
Well, this is.
What?
Huh? No. No, this is. Oh, Alexa's not here.
What is this?
Okay. David's brother is a musician. He just dropped new music, and the reactions he's getting online are people saying that you knew about this, you're complicit because you helped your brother cover up.
Is there evidence that he, I
No,
mean,
this is just people online saying
Okay.
this to him, so he's responding to it.
okay, here we go. Is there
For
sound?
Caleb.
Okay, here we go. Got it.
Oh. Well, as David, the singer David, is in jail awaiting trial for the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, it may seem like awkward timing, and maybe it just is, but David's younger brother, Caleb, is launching his own music career right now. In fact, Caleb just dropped a couple of new songs on streaming services and on social media. And while some people are listening to the music and talking about that, most people reacting to it online are talking about the case against David. And some people, even without any evidence of this, claiming that they feel Caleb is somehow complicit because he covered up for his brother, that he knew about what was going on with Celeste allegedly, and that he helped him cover up.
So one of the things I think people are pointing to is that there is some video, we have a screen grab of it, of the brother with Celeste at one of the concerts backstage, and they're saying, therefore, he must know a lot.
Yes, but
That's pretty much the extent of the evidence.
So Caleb, and I think part of this is he's trying to launch a music career, and he wants people to focus on that. So he actually responded to some of the critics and said, I've been waiting to say something for a while, but I have to be careful about what I say, as this is an ongoing legal matter. I don't want to make this horrible situation about me. I want justice for Celeste and her family. I've seen people say that I knew what was going on and was protecting my brother. This is not true at all.
So I wonder what that means to say I want justice for Celeste and her family. Does that mean that he is aligned with his brother? Because he could say, I also want justice for my brother.
Sure seems that way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he doesn't say I want my brother to be
That's a huge
exonerated.
thing.
He says I want justice for her.
That's a huge statement. I want justice for Celeste, but he never mentions his brother.
I will say.
Well, I'm sure it's where he said, I have to be careful. He probably was
Well,
told,
no, he could say,
don't say anything about his brother.
Well, he could say, I want justice for everybody, my Celeste and my brother. But he didn't say that.
He's also said that he doesn't really have a close relationship with David anyway.
I will say,
regardless of this.
I got to say, don't gloss over him saying, I want justice for Celeste.
I agree. I think there's something there. But I will say that he was seen with Celeste. She was 13, 14, 15 years old when with David. It's hard to be around that and not think there's something going on.
I will say this, that we talked to people who were at parties with them.
Yeah.
They thought she was 19 years old. I mean, it's kind of crazy, I know.
Based on anything other than
looks,
the way she looked.
Just the way she looked and acted. That they said she presented
so
much
David
older.
may have known how old she was, but the others
well,
maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But
according to prosecutors, he did know at a point when
he
the
knew.
contest.
That's right.
David knew.
That's right. But in
other
terms
people,
of, and maybe his brother, we don't know. We don't know.
Hey, it's Kristen from Miami. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm one of the people that unfortunately does find him complicit. And to even say, or for anybody to be like, oh, she looked older. That's ridiculous. Anybody who's seen a picture of Celeste knows that she looked 12 years old. And I get that he's coming out here trying to be like, oh, you know, I'm releasing this music career. This is affecting me. This just feels like you're only mad because it's affecting you now. When you were in the room with this little girl, you didn't say anything. You didn't even ask her for her age. You didn't know her age yet. You were 15. You were old enough to ask her her age. You were old enough to know that that was a young girl. You're 15. You can tell she's younger than you. And you couldn't even come up and be like, hey, honey, how are you? How old are you? Talk to her, like figure things out. Say something to someone. And he didn't. And only now when it's affecting his career, is it an issue for him? Only now it's like, I want justice for Celeste. You didn't want justice when you were in the room with her. And I'm sorry, I get this whole like, oh, she looks older. No, she didn't. She was 12. She didn't even go through puberty yet. She was a kid. Anybody who's seen a picture of her can tell she's a 12-year-old little girl. I think everybody who did not help, who did not say anything, who did not try to intervene is complicit in this. He knows more than he's saying. Even if he didn't know her age, he knew she wasn't an adult. He knows what he was doing. He just doesn't want it to affect his career.
Okay. That was well presented. What did we have as B1?
Okay.
That was 427. We should make that B2.
I've been wanting to say something for a while.
Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Here we go. So, hey, William, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
And your
not
audio's
hearing
good,
yourself?
everything's good?
If you can hear me, we're great. I'm not feeding back. I'm not hearing myself.
Okay,
Excellent.
that's perfect.
I mean,
we're gonna keep the intro we did, so we're just gonna introduce you and then get right into it. Here we go.
Okay, before we do that, you can hear me, right?
Yes,
We hear you great.
We hear you perfectly.
We hear you great.
Because I'm only hearing my voice, but that's fine with me because I'm hearing you well.
All right.
We're good.
Great.
Here we go.
All right, let's do it.
Well, joining us now to discuss the letter, someone who knows quite a bit about Jeffrey Epstein. He was in that jail with him in New York City. William Mercy was in the same unit, and he is joining us.
He
right
was
now to
his
talk about it.
suicide companion,
Right.
To help him in the cell,
When he was on
right
suicide
next to
watch.
Jeffrey.
William, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thanks for having me.
So,
Appreciate
William, the note, at least to me, feels very kind of weird that it's almost like off the cuff, hastily written. The sentence structure isn't particularly good. Does that ring true to the person you interacted with for so many hours in terms of just the way he speaks?
Well, it does and it doesn't, but it seems to me he was probably very stressed being in the special housing unit because that's a really bad environment. That's the worst of the worst in the prison. If you want protective custody, you're with the bad boys and they yell and scream all night and it's just harrowing to be in the shoe is what I understand. Fortunately, I never went because I obeyed the rules. But I think that he was probably very stressed at that moment and was just scribbling.
So you mean
Sure looks that way.
that it's just a chaotic, it's a lot of noise from the inmates? at all times?
It's terrible. I mean, guys used to pretend that they were suicidal just so that they could get moved down to the suicide unit and get a good night's sleep.
So, look, you spent a lot of time with him. And you know, obviously, what people are saying, that this may not have been suicide. There are some people who believe it was murder. Your take is really important because you spent as much time with him as anybody in the weeks leading up to his death. Do you believe this was suicide?
100%. I'm sure he killed himself.
Why?
Well, first of all, you had to be in the prison. For somebody to get in there and murder him would take a big conspiracy involving a lot of people. And those guards would have withered under interrogation. They weren't really ready for prime time. Half of them had PTSD from fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. And it wouldn't have worked. That conspiracy would have unraveled immediately. And additionally, I watched him ratchet down emotionally after he couldn't get bail from the judge. He couldn't give up his island and his airplane and get out as he had before. And he was facing life behind bars for the rest of his life, and he was not ready for prison. He confessed that he'd been bullied by black kids when he was growing up, and he was afraid of black inmates. He was afraid of inmates. I mean, most of his conversation centered around, how am I going to deal with this place? He was really apprehensive.
Was that something he talked a lot about, like just being afraid of inmates, or feeling like he needed protection?
Yes, absolutely. Do I need a big black guy to protect me?
Did you speak with other inmates who were around him at the time he died, and did they kind of give their take on whether they felt it was suicide or not?
Yeah, the only one was a guy who worked in the kitchen with me, who was in for trying to set up a drug deal on TrueLinks, which is the email program accessible to inmates. He got caught and thrown in the shoe, and when he came out to general population after he'd served his time, he told me he had the cell next to Epstein, and nobody came in and out of that unit at all that night. Nobody did the count, and he heard Jeffrey tearing up sheets and actually spoke to him that night, through the bars.
What did he say? Yeah.
Oh, it was something about, are you okay, Jeffrey? I forgot. It was some conversation that didn't matter. It had nothing to do with suicide or anything.
So just to connect the dots, the tearing up of the sheets, those would be the pieces of material that the government says Jeffrey Epstein used to kill himself, to hang himself or strangle himself.
I don't know about the shoe, but we got a lot of sheets. We would hang lines in the cell so you could go to the bathroom, without the other guy watching you, or have a little privacy, even though it's 35 square feet. And we just had access to a lot of sheets and blankets. And so it doesn't surprise me that he had 4 or 5 sheets in the cell.
So, William,
you all had that.
This note was actually written 2 weeks before Jeffrey Epstein actually died, when he made his first attempt at suicide. It was not successful, but that's when the note was written. Did you speak to him in that 2-week period? Did you speak to him, and did he talk about possibly being suicidal?
He never talked to me about being suicidal. He did come back to the suicide unit after that episode with the cop who killed 4 people, or was accused of killing 4 people. And I asked him what happened, and he said, I don't know. I just got up to get a drink of water. That's all I remember. And I just looked at him and said, I've spent a lot of time with you, Jeffrey, and this is the first time you lied to me. I know you're lying to me. But I didn't push it because that wasn't my role.
You spent hours next to him, and you talked to him a lot. Did he ever talk to you about the allegations against him, whether he felt he was framed, whether he felt he was a scapegoat? Did he cop to any of it? Was any of this discussed?
No, I had no discussions therein with him about his crime.
You're such a smart guy, and you're inquisitive. You're a writer. it just seems odd to me. Why wouldn't you ask him about what everybody in the country was talking about?
Well, when you're in an environment among criminals, it's sort of an unwritten rule. You don't ask a whole lot of questions like that. We all committed a crime. We're all criminals, and that's sort of the attitude. And my role as a suicide watcher, I felt, was to make him feel like life was worth living. And discussing his charges and whether he felt that they were justified was really, I just didn't feel it was within my purview. Though I do wish I'd asked him about Prince Andrew in retrospect.
Did he ever mention him?
No.
So
I mean, I asked him stuff like, when was the last time Bill Clinton had sex with Hillary? And he just looked at me like, Mercy, I thought you were better than that.
So what I hear you saying, William, is that this thing that we always see in movies and TV about, hey, what are you in for? That inmates say that to each other. Does that happen?
Yeah, that does happen, but sometimes seasoned inmates will look at you cross-eyed when you ask that question because it's sort of out of bounds. But I was curious about, I'm just a curious individual, like, what did this guy do? And, there were all kinds of, different charges, a lot of drug dealers, a lot of gunslingers, and, a kid who held up a CVS with his finger in his pocket ended up in federal, just a lot of weird stuff.
I've talked to you before, and, you've talked about just Epstein's general demeanor in the days leading up to his death. And you seem to think there's relevance in just the way he was even eating. Can you go into that?
Oh, well, the way I knew that he was going back to the shoe on this particular night because the shrinks had told me. And it might be the last time I was ever going to see him. So, I went downstairs doing my 7 to 11 shift, and he was eating his chicken dinner on the floor, sitting on the floor. He'd never done that. And I asked him, Jeffrey, why are you sitting on the floor? What's going on? He said, it's just easier this way. He just looked resigned to his fate and very depressed. And up until that point, when he thought that maybe he could get bail from the judge, he had moments where he sort of drifted off, and I could tell he's disengaged from the conversation. He's thinking about, oh my God, I'm in deep trouble here. But mostly he was fairly upbeat. But that night, he was definitely not upbeat after he couldn't get bail. I think he was facing the reality that he was going to spend the rest of his life in prison, along with the government that I'm sure was asking him to cooperate and telling him that we will mitigate your circumstances if you tell us what we want to hear, which is basically who is involved in this whole pedophile ring.
So, William, based on your conversations with Jeffrey Epstein, based on what you've heard from other inmates who were in there at the time, do you have any reservations about whether or not he actually killed himself by suicide?
Oh, I think I'm like 99.99% that he killed himself. I mean, I know all the forensic evidence and all the arguments, but if you were in that prison for a year and hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein and just watching, the entire place, there's no way that somebody got in there and killed him. I just don't believe that.
Okay.
He did it himself.
We so appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much, William.
Okay, and thank you for having me.
All right, appreciate it. That
All
was
right.
great.
Much
was
better.
Great.
Yeah.
That was great, William.
Oh, okay, I don't know if it was better, but I'm sure my speech wasn't halted.
No, it was better. It was better. Thank you.
You were great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Are we good? You think this is going to be all right?
This is perfect.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Well, I hope to see you again soon.
Same
right.
here. Hey, Laz.
Hey, Cameron.
I want to make
Yeah.
sure that they know you don't need the intro, just
Hey.
interview that we just did.
My bad. I'm yawning.
The first thing is what we just did. And I want it in full for social.
I want an energy
You don't
drink.
need our earlier intro. just what we did here.
Do they bring?
but make
Do
sure
you
it's
get
this one and not the
Celsiuses?
first one.
Huh?
Celsius, the drink. Do you
What's
drink?
that?
Do you drink those at work?
Yeah.
If you get
Why don't
another one
we,
today, just let me know. I can help.
That woman was so good. Why don't we do David as B2?
Let me know if you have any extra Celsiuses.
I would make like.
I don't feel good because all I eat is birdseed bricks all day.
So you want to throw an energy drink on top of that?
A second one. I had a Red Bull this morning and
You should not have a
a
second.
cup of coffee. And I'm taking B12. Folks, I'm crushing. Let me throw out this birdseed. It tastes like crap.
Yeah. We just right now
I
we're.
know, no, I'm just saying. Do you?
No,
we'll
I'm
do
not.
it after.
I'm not against
Okay,
doing
that's
it.
all I
We're
needed
just
to know.
in a time
Yeah,
crunch
we're gonna
right
do
now.
more segments, but I just
Okay.
didn't know if you wanted.
Here we go.
June 2021. Well, the sports scandal that just does not seem to end about Mike Vrabel, the Patriots head coach, and Diana Rossini, the journalist who was covering the NFL for The Athletic at the time. There's another chapter to this. That obviously this all started with the photos that Page Six got several weeks ago of them together in Sedona, which everyone thought, well, that's kind of weird, and they said it was not anything more than just them hanging out with other friends. Since then, there have been several other photos that have come out, and it's pretty clear to everyone involved there was some relationship here. She has since resigned from The Athletic, and he has promised that he's going to be better, make better decisions for his family and for the Patriots. Well, turns out there was a time back in June of 2021. This is when Mike Vrabel was the coach of the Tennessee Titans. And TMZ Sports got new video of Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini hanging out at a lake in Tennessee, in Putnam County.
In case you didn't notice,
Tennessee, and
she's
she is
pregnant.
Pregnant. This was at the time when Diana was pregnant with her first child, several months pregnant.
This was June, Charles, June of 2021, and she ultimately gave birth to her son Michael in August of 2021. So less than about 2 months after that, she has the baby.
Now, what she said on social media, because she named the kid Michael,
Yeah.
is really interesting.
Right. So she names the kid Michael. Obviously, we know now she was having this relationship with Mike Vrabel. We've seen them in the bar in 2020. So obviously, it was going on by now. A lot of people have speculated, Harvey, that she actually named the baby after Mike Vrabel. We have been told by people who would be in a position to know that that is not true, that she named the baby Michael after her brother, whose name is Michael. So it has nothing to do with Mike Vrabel.
But what about the tweet?
I mean,
right.
What about the tweet?
She did,
Yes.
not too long after the baby was born, she was pondering on X, on Twitter, who the greatest Michaels to ever coach or play football were. And, I mean, maybe Mike Vrabel is one of them.
Right, because her point was she's looking at her baby whose name is Mike, and so she's thinking about that. There are all sorts of ways you can view that tweet now, knowing what we know.
Yeah.
That we would not have known
Right.
when she
I
actually
looked
posted it.
back at a lot of things that she has said.
As the internet has been doing for weeks now.
So what's the unresolved thing here? Because he's with the Patriots, seems solid
Right,
with the
right.
Patriots, so that's not going away.
She's out of a job.
She's out of a job. So is there anything unresolved here?
well,
Because
I'll tell you what.
there may be more pictures, but is it...
Right. And I think there will be more pictures, Harvey, because that just seems to be what's
Right.
happening now. It's like every day there's something new. I think he's going to be the coach of the Patriots, but I will say there is more and more talk as the days go by and the stories come out that perhaps this would be enough for him to actually say, I can't be the coach right now and I got to save my family. He's been
But
married for 20...
that would be his decision.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it
You
seems
would
at this
presume
point
so.
the Patriots have said they're
Right.
standing
Even
behind
the NFL said we're not even investigating him. It's not a league issue. It's not a discipline issue.
I'm not sure what that means. To say, I'm going to leave the Patriots because I got to focus on my family. He could still focus. He could do both.
You could. But look, being an NFL
we don't know
coach
what's
is...
happening. Yeah,
right. He's been married since 1999. He's got two children.
But she's sticking with him so far.
Seemingly, as is Diana Rossini's
Right,
husband,
they were
as far
together
as we
in
know.
Utah.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel and his wife were together in Utah a couple weeks ago, and we haven't heard anything from
But it's
Diana's
just like,
husband.
how do you get past it, Charles, if there's something new every day? It's like you can't move on, you know?
Well, what about the tweet? What about the tweet?
Right. Even the NFL said we're not even investigating him. It's not a league issue. It's not a discipline issue.
I'm not sure what that means. To say, I'm going to leave the Patriots because I got to focus on my family. He could do both.
Right.
But she's sticking with him so far.
Right.
My name is Molly from Kansas City. And yeah, I mean, I think the craziest thing about this is how she was so pregnant in June. And then by, I think it was late summer, she gives birth to the baby named Michael. Obviously, now knowing what we know, looking back, that's crazy. And then the tweet on top of it. And I just don't understand. If I was her husband, I would be asking for a DNA test.
Yeah,
we talked about that this morning.
We talked about it, and
Yeah.
we have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. But
Right.
It is true. The name Michael is the most common name.
I looked in my phone. I got about 100
Michaels.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I got my IQ bar going. Somebody said, go girl, get that DNA test. A little IQ bar break.
Hope it's.
Oh no.
Hope it's
For you.
yes.
For me.
Okay, so this is
I
Brandy
took it
who's
off your
doing
desk.
it.
I hope you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Bronco, random illness.
Poop. Yep.
Might as well just be. Why she dying?
Brendan, scoot over a little bit.
Queen. What?
It's just the first one.
I don't understand.
Oh, Leanne. Oh.
She's responding. This is her responding to
Brandy.
Or just to the rumors.
What she's saying to Brandy is, no, I may take your boobs and I may have taken your husband, but I'm not taking Housewives. That's what she's saying.
That did go up after Brandy's, though?
In response to. Obviously, yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to get the intonation right on that because I don't understand what the hell she's saying.
I do.
Good. Well, you can read that.
Okay. You know the scene from Moonstruck when Nicolas Cage says to his brother, "You took my wife, you took my girlfriend, you took my job," and the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Brandy Glanville kind of did that.
She's doing a pretty good version of that. Maybe that was her intent.
See?
Maybe she was inspired by it because Brandy was reacting to news or rumors that LeAnn Rimes is going to be joining Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And if you know anything about the history of LeAnn Rimes and Brandy Glanville, basically LeAnn Rimes is now with Eddie Cibrian, who was with Brandy Glanville. Brandy believes that they were cheating, and so basically LeAnn stole her man. So,
and LeAnn's been with him for 15 years now.
Yeah, they're still together. So this is what Brandy posted once she heard about this rumor. She said, "I hope it's true about RHOBH. I mean, she got everything else of mine. Husband, kids, boobs, Bronco, random illnesses. She might as well just be a housewife and finish it off once and for all."
I'm so shocked. Wow. I'm so shocked that she would sort of put this out there and give it
let
oxygen.
people know that it's bothering
still
her.
bothering
Right.
her. That it's like,
I get that. I can understand her having those feelings. I don't get sharing it with the world.
But, you know, I hear you, but I don't even understand after 15 years, you gotta let it go and live.
Well, I think Brandy's a little bored, too. I mean, she doesn't have a lot going on right now. She's not on the show anymore, and they're not going to have her back because she's got that huge lawsuit against the network. The funny thing about all of this is I've spoken to people on the show and at the network, and they're like, we've never even had a conversation with LeAnn about, I mean, her name has come up in casting,
right,
but it's never gone as far as we're bringing LeAnn a formal offer. They've never had talks with her. And by the way, then I've spoken to people close to LeAnn. She would never do this.
Well,
she's on a hit ABC show.
LeAnn responded to this. I mean, this response is great. Oh my God, dying. School queen? No housewives for me. Playing Dixie on 911, which she is, Nashville, is drama enough for me.
Could you go back to the school queen part? Could you do that again?
I'm not going to do that again.
What was the intonation?
But hold on. No. But the thing about it is, it's a flex because she's saying, I'm on 911 Nashville.
Right.
I don't need this.
I don't need this.
Doesn't need it.
And that was a flex on her part. So she's kind of rubbing Brandy's nose in it by what she wrote.
But you know
she knows
that,
Brandy's
by the way,
not working right now.
Right.
I get your point that Brandy should be over it by this point. But if, and you've heard that they're not, but if the producers ever did extend an offer to LeAnn Rimes, they'd be doing it. They'd be doing it because of that. They know exactly what they're doing.
Bring them both back. Seriously.
It would be great TV. It would be incredible TV.
Why?
No, the producers would love to do it. Brandy and LeAnn would not do that.
Brandy would do it.
Well, Brandy probably.
Brandy would do it.
Hello, my name is Laura. I'm in Anaheim, California. And if it is a potential for Leanne to join the Beverly Housewives cast, I say do it, especially since Brandy is clearly still bothered about her and her ex-husband. They haven't been together since what? 2010?
Yeah.
Leanne got married to her in 2011. I don't understand why you're still so up in arms about someone who they're not even your husband anymore. She still relates to him saying her husband. He's not your husband. He hasn't been your husband for years. I'm not understanding why she hates her so much. And it's like, if she does join it, you have the potential to do the funniest thing ever. I get to be on the franchise from which you once were on, as well as having the diamond. I can be a
Wow,
listen, I'm just saying.
You're making Brandy's point.
I'm just saying, like
it
it
would be
only
very
makes
petty.
sense. Like I don't understand why she.
It would be very, very petty.
Oh, God. Okay. That was great. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to redo E. I have an idea. Because we can get Tim in. I have an idea for E. E's going to be. No, we're moving Blake Lively to E. Right. But I got an idea. Let's get D done. We'll redo E, make it a minute and a half, and then go to Tim. How's that? Here we go. What's D1? Oh, okay. Okay.
From the debate.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Nithya Raman. Welcome back to TMZ Live. It was debate night here in Hollywood, specifically for the mayoral race for Los Angeles. And you know that Spencer Pratt, formerly of the Hills, is going up against the city's current mayor, Karen Bass.
They look like they're on Jeopardy, frankly.
It does. They were on the debate stage last night along with another candidate, Nithya Raman, who is a former city council member or current city council?
I thought she was current.
Current.
She is current.
City council. And so the three candidates were going at it, as you'd expect in a debate, a lot of jabs at each other. They did address, I think, one of the most important issues for citizens of Los Angeles is what is going to be done about the homeless crisis here in the city. So this is how they went at each other on that issue.
Inside Safe is the only citywide program that we have had that has reduced homelessness 2 years in a row. Prior to that, there was no citywide strategy, and homelessness was going up year after year.
I don't think anybody in Los Angeles right now can say that we are satisfied with spending extraordinary amounts of money on our homelessness response and getting only incremental progress in response. I want to change that. Let's use the dollars that we're spending. Let's actually build out a real system that can get as many people indoors as possible.
The reality is no matter how many beds you give these people, they are on super meth. They are on fentanyl. The DEA statistic says 93% of this is a drug addiction problem. Nithya, Councilwoman Robin's plan for treatment first, I will go below the Harbor Freeway tomorrow with her, and we can find some of these people she's going to offer treatment for. She's going to get stabbed in the neck. These people do not want a bed. They want fentanyl or super meth.
You know, I got to say that I'm impressed with the depth of what Spencer was saying there, because there really is this underlying mental illness issue with homelessness in LA. And, you know, to kind of just treat this as, hey, it's a homeless issue without understanding the mental illness side is folly.
Right. And both things are at a ridiculous crisis level.
The consensus, at least that I've seen, is that they felt like Spencer won the debates last night. But the problem is their debates. Like, this is exactly what he's good at: public speaking, getting in the mix with the other people.
To vote. Guess who else won debates?
Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that he could win,
right.
But just because you're good during the debate doesn't mean you're going to be a good politician.
I have no idea
or
what's
that you're
going to
be a good mayor, that you're going to be able to actually
No idea what's going to happen. I will say Spencer Pratt has come out with his own ad, which is, I think, effective, where he's showing, the mansions that the mayor lives in, and you look at that and juxtapose
the trailers
it with the trailer that he's living in because his house burned down, and it's so messed up in this city trying to rebuild. So that's effective. More effective was what a very famous, accomplished director
director who put together, this was not produced by Spencer Pratt, but this is the age of information, where he used AI, and the director used AI to...
Karen Bass is Marie Antoinette, and she's basically saying to everyone, let them eat cake, and she is laughing
Governor
at their
Newsom
suffering.
is in it.
There's Newsom. It ends...
Kamala Harris is in it.
And it ends with them getting tomatoed with Spencer Pratt as the Batman hero.
Yes.
And it's, I gotta say, people have been talking about this ad.
He has a real chance of winning. I know you keep saying...
I don't know. I don't know.
I think he has, he definitely has a real chance of winning. What we were talking about the other day is whether or not he has the ability to actually manage in a city, the second largest city in the
people are
country.
so turned off by Karen Bass of LA. I
know,
think
but
the majority.
You say the people. She has a base that's been very loyal to her over many years because she was a congresswoman long before she was a mayor. I don't know. I mean, I've lived in the city all my life, and I've been able to get a read on who wins what. Generally, I have no read on this. I have no read on this. None.
Hey, my name is Danielle, and I'm from New Jersey. I only know Spencer Pratt from The Hills, so seeing him do a mayoral debate against candidates was not on my 2026 bingo card. I understand he went through, a time where he lost his house, and tragedy makes you want to get into politics on the local level or on a higher level, but we've seen this movie before. I don't want to see another reality star in government. It's a no for me.
Seems to be the way of the world these days.
We will see what the citizens of LA say.
Okay. So that was D2?
D1.
Oh, D1. Okay. Blake Shelton, let's do that.
People
How long do you
saying
want?
they think Spencer Pratt will bring out the young voters.
How long do you want for this? Huh?
You never know.
Ooh, really?
Now, how long is the sound?
2 minutes, I hope.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
We'll just make it.
As long as we get to
what it's
6:30, you're good. Okay. Here we go. You have a Skype on this, right? Or not? Okay. Yeah. There's no reason. Okay. Here we go.
Big night in Vegas for Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani. We'll start with the bigger one, just in venue size.
Okay.
In venue size,
Okay.
No Doubt started their run at the Sphere last night, so that's a huge thing for them. Huge success, everyone, and I do mean huge. God, that screen.
It's amazing.
It really is incredible. So it turns out that Blake Shelton, her husband, is also in Vegas, but not there to see No Doubt. He had his own show that was scheduled that night and actually talked about being in Vegas at the same time as Gwen, but not at her show.
And Cass
Yeah, he's
blame.
pointing fingers at someone.
My wife came to town. She's here. I mean, she's not here. She's over there at the other venue. What kind of books us on the exact same nights, every single night? I think my manager did that. He's here, isn't he? Sorry, Narvel.
Blames it on the manager.
Blames it on the
Like
manager.
Blake didn't know when he was performing. I mean,
And a good manager just sits there and takes it. That's
along with the 15%.
Right, exactly.
And kind of like he said, like, it's not just the opening night. There's other shows that he has that also line up with more dates. We're told that Blake will eventually go see the No Doubt show at the Sphere.
What about her going and see him?
Now it's all about
It goes
Gwen.
both ways.
Right, it should go both ways.
I think he knows his place. Getting a show at the Sphere is really big.
Knows his place.
He's a huge star.
Look, when Blake is at the Sphere, then we can talk. But right now, this is her time to shine.
So what you're saying is size matters.
Yeah. Yes, it does, Charles. Yes, it does. And
We're out. Oh, we're out.
Okay, I don't even know what to say after that.
Okay. Let's get E1 done real quick. I have an idea for this. Yeah. We don't need anybody. Yeah. So no Skype? Because you've got that woman.
Wait, which one?
Didn't we have a really...
Oh, we had a Skype.
She was really good.
Yes, she was good.
Okay,
Keep that Skype.
Let me just try something real quick. So we all thought that the Blake Lively-Justin Baldoni legal war was over. It is not. What came out today is that Blake Lively still has one claim against Justin Baldoni, and both sides agreed a judge is going to settle the score here. This is a weird law in California. It's very technical. Bottom line is, she filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against him. He responded with a defamation lawsuit against her. Now, that defamation lawsuit was dismissed. It was thrown out. But under California law, she is allowed to collect her attorney's fees that she incurred while fighting this against somebody who files a defamation lawsuit over a sexual harassment claim.
The intent of the law is to protect people who are making claims of sexual harassment in the workplace. You don't want them to feel like they're being silenced.
Which is true.
Right.
But the twist in this is
That
her
her
sexual harassment
was also
claim
thrown out.
got thrown out. So now she's going back to court to ask a judge to make him pay for her lawyer's fees for a case that the judge threw out.
Right.
So
both
we don't know-
cases are thrown out, yet he may have to pay millions of dollars to Blake for this. And this was part of their overall settlement that we told you about earlier in the week when we thought this was all done.
We will see what
and
the
the
judge
part of the
rules.
settlement
Yeah.
said that whatever the judge says, that's what they're going to do. There's no appeals.
Finally over, please.
Yeah, come on, judge.
Okay. Yes. And now we do Tim. We do same play? Wait a minute.
No.
So we're doing Tim?
I thought we're doing Tim now.
Harvey, we have to knock this out.
Yeah, we're doing Tim now.
We have to knock this out.
Okay, do this. Okay, let's do this.
Well, we should go set up like we're doing Tim, right? Like, just to be, yeah. So it's...
You're in the same spot.
Make
It's
a
not going
guest
in the show.
appearance on tonight's show.
That's fine.
The summer FIFA World Cup is coming to Fox with only 5 chefs.
Yes, we're ready. Brendan, quiet down. Thank you.
Wow.
You guys did amazing.
Yeah.
I know.
Where is it going to be?
Act Correct Company.
Where?
Act Correct Company.
That's all, a bunch of them places,
You guys
including
ready?
in LA.
Hey, Jake.
Including LA?
Playing in '94, wasn't he?
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me?
And, okay. Okay.
So cool.
Right.
Maybe
Don't you just love when we have a special treat in the
Whoa.
office? A special treat. Don't you
Yes,
love when we have
indeed.
special guests?
Leslie Lawless, how you doing?
Nice to
meet
you.
you.
How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
It looks just like on my television. It looks no different.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Only a little dirtier, right?
No, it's wonderful. You guys look better looking in person.
Oh, we like that.
My goodness.
All right, that'll be enough of that.
Okay.
So when do we start?
Yeah, when is this World
Is this
Cup thing going to start?
What are we at? 35 days away. World Cup is
Is it
coming.
really 35 days away?
35 days away, whether we're ready or not.
So
it's
first
coming.
time in North America since
94.
You were playing in that.
Yeah, it was a
World Cup,
lot
right?
of hair ago.
Yes.
It was the previous century, back in the 1900s. As they say, you've come a long way, baby. And I certainly have, both on and off the field.
So I'm really fascinated by this. I can't get a read on how popular soccer has become since the last World Cup, because on a level, it seems like it's taken over. Sure. And then on another level, you look at football and say, it's still not anywhere.
Well, we're not anywhere near football, and that's understandable. Football is king, and other sports are trying to get there. I will say this. Don't let anybody tell you that we are not a soccer nation. Don't let anybody tell you that we are not a soccer culture. Yes, it's different, as we mentioned. The very unique aspects of our country make it so. But we are as passionate, I would argue even times more so, as discerning, as educated. Again, leaning into the Americanness of soccer and the way that we do things, I think that's a good thing. I think that's a hill to die on. But again, don't let anybody tell. And by the way, call it soccer. Don't let anybody tell you call it football or anything like that. All right, it's called soccer. That's what we do.
That's going to be a battle because you're going to have people coming from around the world to North America to watch these games, and they're going to be calling it football, but you're going to be calling the games. You're going to be analyzing it, and you're going to be saying soccer.
Yeah, I will call it soccer. I will die on the soccer hill. All right. I was in D.C. a while ago, and I had a couple seconds at the White House with the president. The only thing I told him was like, don't let anybody shame you into calling it football. Call it soccer. That's it. And then I told him, let's not mess this up.
And he actually referenced that at one point because I heard him say
he goes back and forth, and maybe we should call it football and all that.
Okay, you're not going to die on that hill, but did you die on the next level chef hill tonight?
Yes. So Gordon was kind enough to have me on again, and it's a wonderful World Cup themed episode where all the contestants are given ingredients at the different levels, obviously, from the 3 countries that are hosting it, the United States, Mexico, and Canada. And they make you feel at home. I would need like 30 levels in order to get to a level where I could actually concoct something that is edible.
What'd you do?
So I judged, and I ate. So the contestants made the food,
but you won't tell us which country
wins. I can't tell you that. But America, I mean.
Look, America.
We'll see.
America showing.
We'll see. Yes, America had a good showing. Ultimately, I got fed, and so
that's all that matters.
I will go anywhere for a free meal. So that was good. We had a good time, and Gordon Ramsay's awesome.
Oh, he's amazing.
I mean, there's like a new show every time. Every time I drive into the Fox lot, there's another picture.
It's
of
totally true. The whole lot is
everywhere.
Insane.
It's insane. What a machine.
It is so
Thank you guys.
Nice seeing you.
All right. I watch all the time. I love it. Everybody
we'll be
looks
watching this
wonderful.
Summer. Watching this summer on Fox.
It's gonna be fun. It'll be fun. All right. See ya.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
Alexi Lalas, American soccer legend. So yeah, the last time the World Cup was
94?
in America was '94, and Alexi Lalas was on the team then.
What happened?
It was awesome.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Okay.
Tim's rejects.
So
Tim's
now we're doing
rejects.
Tim.
Yes.
Okay, let's
in
do
to
it.
do a TMZ Sports.
Is this a good spot?
Segment. So Babcock just brought him over so we could say hi.
Okay, I'm glad we redid that because I did not like the way the first one went.
Yes, I'm very, very glad we did.
Okay.
Much, much better.
Okay, here we go. Okay, it is that time of the week, folks.
Yes, indeed. Your favorite time, Tim, is here with his rejects.
All right, what's going on? All right, so when you're out on the lake and you got the boat, there's a few activities you can do. You can go wakeboarding.
Is this a Diana Rousini?
No, can I just tell you?
This is not a Diana Rousini.
I'm thinking back to Harvey at 20 on Lake Berryessa. So I'm here. I'm with you.
Okay, so you can go wakeboarding, you can go jet skiing, you can get on the inner
tubing.
tubing, right? Exactly. Well, now I have something that you may not think of. It might be a little fun. You guys try it out here. It's you just need a rope. You got the.
Okay, no.
It's just dolphin
No, that looks
swimming.
like fun. Are you
I mean,
kidding?
it looks like fun.
No, that looks like fun.
And you don't need any extra items, like like a.
That looks great.
Right. Right.
Are you kidding me?
No,
that does not look great.
Oh, I think that looks fun.
So next time you're on the lake,
good
you
exercise
might wanna,
too. I like that.
Yeah, just speed up the boat. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine, Harv.
Okay, next.
All right, so these extreme athletes are taking it to another level. Just check this out. This guy on a skateboard is going over a ramp, and he goes over a gap here, and there's literally no safety net underneath, and he lands on the other side of the ramp.
How was that gap?
Nuts.
I mean, you can't really tell how big the gap is, but
No,
here,
that's
I mean, it's.
oh God.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh my
I mean,
God.
and there's no. I mean.
That would be fatal.
Well.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But he made it, so all good.
Yeah, no, not doing that.
Do they make it in the last one?
We'll see. We'll see. No, this is actually pretty cool. So this guy combines biking and basketball. So check this out. He's going on the bicycle. Yeah. He goes up the ramp. He lands. He grabs onto the roof. And then they throw the basketball, and then he throws it.
But who
So it goes up.
Who even thinks
I'm going
of
to
this?
grab this.
Yeah.
And then you drop.
All right, throw me the ball. Throw me the ball.
Throw me the ball as you fall.
The timing is somewhat yeah. No, that's.
I mean, pretty good.
If you say that's somewhat impressive, that is
somewhat impressive.
Oh my God. Yeah. Give me a break. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Okay, what's F, guys? F.
Kodak Black.
Who's doing this? No. How long do you want this? Okay, we can just do it. Okay. What was Kodak Black in for before?
Drugs. It's always drugs. Well, there were some guns before, right?
Okay, let's do
Got
this,
a little
guys.
gunny. 37,000 in cash. Was that the only drug? But how much MDMA? I think they're going to.
Between 10 and 200 grams of MDA.
10 and how much?
He was arrested for trafficking between 10 and 200 grams of MDMA.
Is that a lot?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
200 grams of MDMA.
An ounce is 14 grams.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
I think Kodak Black has lost sight of what it means to be a rapper. It is not to have a long rap sheet. It is to actually rap lyrics. But he has been arrested yet again in Florida. And this time the police say it is for drug trafficking. And according to the report, they are saying he had somewhere between, and this is a very wide gap, but somewhere between 10 and 200 grams of ecstasy or MDMA.
That would be a lot.
And that amount is what triggers them to say you're trafficking. This is not just something you're in your pocket to go out for a night. You are trafficking.
He has been arrested and charged and convicted with drug trafficking, weapons possession, all sorts of issues. I mean, he is a really troubled guy.
They also said they had found $37,000 in cash in his car during this bust that went down in November. So,
but I gotta say,
he has avoided to this point really serious jail time. Although the one time he went in, President Trump gave him a pardon. Or a commutation.
It
I
will
forget
be
which it
interesting
was,
to see
and he
if
got
that
out.
happens again. If he gets convicted, they are going to look at all these other offenses in sentencing him.
Yeah.
So he's in trouble. He is in trouble.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Jelani Lyon from the 10 Lions podcast, and I'm from Kingston, New York. This whole Kodak Black situation is honestly super disappointing and an incredible waste of talent, in my opinion. So many artists would kill to be as successful as Kodak Black, and he just continues to throw it away. I feel like Kodak could truly be in the conversation for the next generation's big three if he would leave the streets alone, leave the guns alone, and leave the drugs alone entirely. People talk about the big three with Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole, but when they asked about the big three for the next generation, there's never any consistent names or answers given. Kodak has been super successful since 2016 while also having these routine run-ins with the law. So just imagine how much more impact he would have if he focused more on his music and less on the streets and less on the drugs. There aren't even many names of this next generation that are nearly as influential or impactful as Kodak Black. You got Jack Harlow, who I think is another guy that's ruining his own career in a different way. You got Lil Yachty, who I think he should just be a streamer or influencer at this point. You got 21 Savage, who's insanely repetitive. You got Lil Uzi, who is too inconsistent. So I don't think there's ever been a better time in hip hop to claim such a spot in the big three like there is now. The lane is completely open. So hopefully Kodak Black can learn from this and he can turn things around and put his energy into his craft what's left of his music career.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What else you guys want to talk about?
All right, I'm Jace919 on TikTok. I'm from Winston-Salem. And the Epstein situation, honestly, I think them finding that letter or that note, honestly, such a nothing burger. We have no proof that he actually wrote the letter. Even if he did, I honestly couldn't find it in me to care. I think we need to see some real justice for the victims. When you start arresting people and, let's focus on who's alive right now. I could care less about his letter, honestly.
It is so interesting that with all the talk, no other real names have surfaced by people. And, we've seen names in documents, but
that's why people are frustrated. I know, because they feel like there must be other names, and
haven't seen
where
them.
are they?
One more.
Hi, my name is Malaysia. I'm from Southern California, and I want to touch on the Caleb and David case. I just feel like Caleb shouldn't be trying to launch his music career at this point, until everything is situated with his brother. And, it's a sad story, but I think that, they are trying to cover up for him for some reason. I don't know if it may be scared or they, maybe getting paid, but I just wish Celeste's family, hoping they get justice.
We will see. We will see. Okay, what's G?
Okay, cool. Yes. I drew a nothing burger. That's my drawing of a nothing burger.
Jamie Presley.
That's what I'm having for lunch.
What's she doing?
And then I began to list all the types of cheese I know. Monterey Jack.
What's she doing on OnlyFans?
Just to name a couple.
What's the content, Kyle?
Some of this was here when I got here. I didn't really do all of it. But 1% better every day, right, folks?
Anakin?
Nothing burgers.
What's my lunch?
Tortilla soup.
Ah, good. Okay.
Is that the one you wanted?
Yeah, I know how to rig this now.
Oh my God. Tomorrow should be a nothing burger.
I know, but when they catch on, I'll go the opposite way.
Do you want a nothing burger tomorrow?
Salmon. Yep. I knew they'd go with the tortilla soup. Nope.
Just listing types of cheeses I know, and there's a nothing burger.
Okay.
Those
Got it. Here we go. Here we go.
There is a trend now, very clearly. We have seen a lot of actresses from like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Amber Rose.
Carmen Electra.
Yeah. Shannon Elizabeth.
Shannon Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Joining OnlyFans. And the latest is Jamie Presley. You remember the show. Actually, that was right around when TMZ started.
It was.
My Name is Earl.
Yep.
But Jamie Presley says she has joined the platform and she's looking forward to engaging with her fans. We don't know exactly what the content is going to be, but
here's the way I base it off of. A lot of people say, oh, most people don't succeed, doing OnlyFans. The ones who do, it's a small percentage. Well, guess what? When you're an actress or an actor, only a small percentage get successful too.
Right.
So, I think that OnlyFans has got kind of a bad rap here. That it is an avenue for people to make money.
And people like Jamie Presley and Shannon Elizabeth and Carmen, they have an advantage. They have a name brand already.
Yeah.
Right.
And
that
so
they're bringing. So
I got to say,
now they just got to pay.
I know there's a lot of, talk about it and negativity about it, and there are negative things about it, but it is an avenue for people to have a career and make more money than they could elsewhere. Okay,
that's
see
it.
you tomorrow. Yeah, well, I meant that. I think it's a good thing overall. I know it has a bad side, but so does everything.
So does
it's just true. Well, at least we got it done. I'm so glad we redid those 2 segments.
Good job, guys.
Okay,
I drew this nothing burger.
That's your nothing burger?
The nothing burger. And then I made a list of cheeses, so there's a cheese and a mouse.
You know how hard it would be if Harvey didn't have an
What would he do if he had to order his own tortilla soup? We'd all be screwed.
If we needed Harvey to be the guest and he didn't know how to work his phone, he wouldn't figure out his FaceTime ID either.
Really important question here. OB's Knees says, who's confirming if Harvey's actually eating any of the meals we vote for?
Oh, he does.
I can.
So I don't know. Should we do like a mukbang video with him, like at his like a desk cam where he's just like binge eating tortilla soup?
Trust me, he does
I've
eat.
asked him, why don't you just get whatever you want? And he's like, he
wants you guys to engage.
Well, why don't you engage with something besides cereal?
The people.
Because I don't care.
Let me know about that Telsey. People also are really. The people now, their 2 favorite meals to feed him are a shit sandwich and a nothing burger.
Yeah.
Low-key dream menu when you think. That's what we're gonna. Those are gonna be the options at my wedding. Hey, you can either do the shit sandwich or the nothing burger.
That was a doozy.
Yeah, man, that was a rough one.
We had a lot.
It was good for. I closed my eyes for a second back there. The shit pipe? Okay, we gotta order in. All right, we gotta order in from there.
We ain't got no games today. We ain't got nothing.
I brought chicken bone broth for lunch.
So you guys
Went to see a good comedian last night.
Who?
I told you, Crystal Marie.
Crystal
My
Marie.
friend just posted a photo. I got to meet her after.
Wow,
Yeah.
mazzles. That's actually really cool.
Speaking, if you like comedy,
did she think
Yes,
you
I
were
do.
funny? Did she think you were funny?
Do you think you're funny?
Like on the show?
He doesn't really
What?
say anything funny on the shows.
Well, I think you're funny
First
on
of
the
all,
shows.
back off.
What? You flamed the hell out of me the other day.
Yeah, so don't tell me about how I don't say anything.
No, you
it
flamed
was
me.
funny.
It was very mean.
It was very funny.
It was mean.
Does she think I'm funny? I don't know.
Oh, she didn't say?
Do you think I walked up and was like, "Hi, do you like my work?"
Well, I know she's like, oh, Charles, like you're so funny.
I don't think he introduces himself
I
as
don't
Charles
introduce
from
him.
TMZ.
I just say my name's Charles. That's all.
Yeah.
You think she was like, "Oh my God"? No, she didn't say anything.
It probably happens a lot.
I don't know.
She probably doesn't watch the show.
Don't think like that.
She probably just thought, "Who's this loser?"
Don't be so
walking up
down
trying
on
to
yourself.
Get a photo with me.
You gotta walk through life thinking that everyone knows you. That's how you make friends.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't do that.
I'm trying. It's not working, so.
I am.
It's early. It's early.
It's
Keep
early
it up.
for me.
Yeah,
It's
keep it
early
up.
for me.
It might work. It might turn
Exactly. So Charles is a hoot.
The hoop. Miss Mo Money said that.
But yeah.
If you like comedy, there's a new show on
Yeah,
Netflix.
what were you talking about?
Kevin
Hart. I've been watching.
It's
I
really
haven't seen
funny.
it yet.
In fact, one of the comedians who's
Which
on
one?
the show,
What do they look like?
her joke is she does the thing about wine moms. She's a weed mom.
Oh, Heather. She reminded me
Heather.
of Katie Hayes. When I
Yes.
saw her, I was like, oh, she really
She was
reminds
on
me
the
of
show
that.
last night.
So
That is so
awesome.
cool.
She was the
Honestly,
second
I
comedian.
don't really like comedy like that, but that show put me on. A lot of them are really funny. A lot of those. I
Yeah,
don't
she
know
was.
how far you're in,
Heather
but
was there.
that's really dope.
Jeff Garland was there.
Wow, I love Jeff.
Jeff was in a weird mood.
Really?
You know how comedians are like, even like really good comedians, if they come out and they're just in
You gotta
whatever
have the
mood,
right energy.
Right.
It's
And they
hard.
had the wrong energy, and he just seemed a little off. And I've seen him before, and he's
Yeah.
funny. Last night he seemed a little off.
It's hard.
Are you a comedian?
Clearly.
Oh, you should sign up for the next season of Kevin Hart's.
Obviously.
When do you actually? What define comedian? Don't you have to actually? I mean, have you done open? Have you done open mic?
Not since I've moved, but I've done
But you've done open
stand-up.
mics.
Yeah,
You've
in
done
New York
stand-up
and
and open mics.
Athens.
Then you're a comedian.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I do sketch comedy and improv. But being
You'd be a
here.
good
That
roaster.
doesn't count. That's a class.
Yeah, I'm a good
You'd be a
roaster.
good roaster.
That's a class.
Well, no, you perform in a troupe. Your improv
You're
troupe.
performing to your class.
No.
You got to perform to the general public to be a
In
comedian.
college, I was in a sketch comedy troupe, and we toured
Look at that.
the building.
Look at that laugh.
The janitors are like, "Leave us alone. We told you we don't want to hear this crap."
Yeah, we were really cool. But yeah, I'd love to get better at it. But
We would love for you to get better at it too.
Okay,
I
I'm
leave
gonna
here
head out.
and
He's
I
being
get
mean
right in
again. Do you know music from Belize?
What?
Like, do you listen to like Belizean artists?
Not. I mean, I've heard a couple, but
Have you heard of Stigs?
no.
No.
Harvest Tortilla Soup?
Most money. Oh look, Anakin. Can you
Stigs?
show them the soup? Oh well, Anakin said no, so there's that.
You ever been to Belize?
I've never, but I've heard good things.
Beautiful.
Heard really good
Here's
things
what I love
about
about
it.
Belize.
I'd love to go sometime now that Spirit Airlines closed.
It's Central American. The people look
Black?
mezzo.
Mezzo soprano?
Talia, please.
Mezzo, as in like Mexican, Aztec.
Okay.
Like they look, but when they speak,
They sound like
Caribbean.
they're straight from the islands.
yes, they're
I
Caribbean
love a
because there's a
Caribbean
lot of
accent.
Jamaican.
It's so awesome.
They really kind of sound.
Immigration there.
If you didn't know the difference, you would probably think that they were Jamaican.
Yeah.
If you didn't know if you
Yeah.
weren't like.
No, they definitely. If
with
you were
the-
just hearing them, you would think they're Jamaican. Then you
Yeah.
open your eyes and you're like,
Like,
wait,
oh,
am I
wait,
in
yeah.
Mexico or
I've heard
Guatemala?
great things about. I've heard great things about Antigua too. I really want to go to Antigua.
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 Mm-hmm.
I'd really love to go anywhere. Must be nice to travel, you guys. But I'm too busy Flintstoning my 2019 Nissan Rogue.
Made me choke on my own. God.
No, gas prices are crazy. And not even just.
And now they
Sickening.
closed
I
Spirit
looked at an
Airlines.
airfare.
I'm never going home again.
I was looking
I'm
at an
trapped
airfare
in
to go.
LA.
I was like, I'm gonna go surprise my mom for
In
Mother's
Jamaica?
Day.
Oh, in New York. You're not going
And
to
I
New
looked at the
York.
airfare. I was like, nope.
Damn, and he's got money.
She'll
Imagine
deal.
what the rest
She'll
of
be
us
fine.
And I
You'll
got
FaceTime her.
money.
Shit.
Now imagine me.
No, going to
Oh.
New York. Just to go to New York. It was.
It's
a
like
long
800
flight,
bucks
too.
to get to New York right now.
Do you ride?
How much?
$800.
Do you fly commercial? I mean, do you fly?
Yes, I fly
I know.
commercial.
I didn't mean commercial. I meant economy. Or are you a business class?
I fly the back row.
We're not doing this.
Business class.
We're not doing this.
He's
They
business
don't.
class. But in his defense, the flight from LA to New York is kind of long. Like you want to be in first class for that flight. It's like 6 hours.
I get the ticket that's the cheapest one. Where like you don't even get a seat. You just get
trying to-
on the plane.
Is
and
it
they're
okay
like,
if
"All
I
right,
see
fill in
my
somewhere."
mother for Mother's
Nah,
Day,
put me
Ryan?
in first class
Is
with
that
a little
okay with you?
Sparkling wine.
God. No.
He's
Do you
not
know when
going on
Mother's
it.
Day is? Correct.
So you're leaving tomorrow or what?
No, I'm not
He's not
going
going.
because
The flights were so
ticket was too
expensive.
expensive.
Oh.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Charles's mom. Surprise ruin. What kind of son are you? Yeah, what kind of son are you? Are you joking? And on that note,
Devin.
That was so good.
Wow.
Damn.
You know what? We should
You know,
just
well, let's
we'll
let
leave it on
Devin.
that
I'll let Devin have that one. I was gonna fire back at him because he knows I got plenty of mom jokes I can fire at him. But,
We'll end it there,
But I'm
folks.
just gonna let that one slide.
We'll leave it to your imagination.
Bye, guys.
Well, see you tomorrow on Friday.